walkthrough. One of the co-founders of Gamers Home, along with Brian. Brian is off screen. He's going to be driving this walkthrough session to show you how simple it is for you to set up your account on Gamers Home so you can become a freelancer and start to work on gigs to supplement your income, or if you're trying to break into the industry so that you can work with game studios and other gaming companies. You can't see Brian, but I'm sure he's waving off screen. He's signing up now. I'm going to narrate. Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. We can see your comments. We can see your questions. We want to make sure we get everything answered. We just excited for you to see how easy it is for you to get your account started. So you click the sign up. He's now on the registration page. You click the sign up in the top right. You see he's going to register as a freelancer. If you are an employer, you're welcome to register as well. We invite you to do that. This session is for freelancers, but if you've got some gigs you want to post, please do that. You'll then enter your email as he's doing now, and then enter and confirm your password. So just to make sure that the information you put in your password is the same one you thought you put in, you're going to enter that in twice. Once you do that, you'll select your level. We have 3 different levels in our ecosystem of freelancers. So we have a beginning kind of level 1 freelancer, less than 3 years of experience. You've just graduated from college or from high school, you've got 3 years of industry or less than 3 years of industry experience. You'll select level 1, and that equates to about $25 an hour. Level 2, if you're a bit more seasoned, right into your career, between 3 to 5 years of experience. And then at level 2, for gigs you work on, you'll be able to collect $45 an hour, earn $45 an hour. And then level 3, if you have more than 5 years of experience in the gaming industry as a professional and you have a portfolio to show that work history, you can earn about $65 an hour. So you pick your level and then accept our terms and conditions and our privacy policy. You're welcome to click on that link to go read all of that. In the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and click the registration. He's already used that email, so he's going to go in and put in a separate email. I see Moses, thank you for joining us from LinkedIn. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. And again, as he's putting in a new email address, the reason that we created Gamers Home was we recognize that there's tons of talented people around the world, over 3 billion people worldwide who play video games, but not everybody has the opportunity to work in a full-time role, full-time opportunity. So freelancing allows you to still be a part of this ecosystem as a professional and earn some money as well. So he's registered, and here you see the dashboard. He's going to go to his profile. And on the profile page, you can upload your own image. It's a featured image. So when you submit for gigs or people are looking to see what kind of freelancers we have in our ecosystem, they see your photo and know who you are. You're going to put your full name in, your region, your date of birth, title, tagline. He has do or do not. There is no try. Categories that you want to learn more about or participate in, your spoken languages, and as you see here, he has a drop-down list. There's focus groups, and those are typically for people who may not necessarily have like a technical skill set yet, or they're still working on the technical skill sets. That's an easy foot in the door type opportunity on our platform. There's also art and animation, marketing and community, storylines and narratives, testing and quality assurance, translation, and voice and sound. So you want to pick the category that you want to see opportunities for. And then again, your level there in case you needed to change it, or maybe you were at maybe less than 2 years, or sorry, less than 3 years when you started yesterday and you finish it up tomorrow, you'll be at 3 years of experience. So you want to update that to level 2. And then a description. This is important. This is obviously if you're on LinkedIn, you're familiar with this type of feature, but you want to just summarize who you are, the work that you've done, what you're excited about, any projects that you've completed, your aspirations for your career, and anything else that you think an employer might want to see. Thanks, James. We appreciate that, your support. You're going to advertise us once the site is up and running. Your site is up and running. Please do that. Please do that. So next, you want to add your experiences. And again, this is if you've used LinkedIn, very similar to what you have on LinkedIn. Your title, start date, end date, company, description. and you can have as many of those as is relevant to you. You know, you want to be definitely thorough, but also succinct. I know that sounds kind of a contradiction, but you want to make sure that people understand what it is you can bring to the table, but also communicate in a way where you can help them understand that quickly. And then beyond that, you want definitely for your profile to be shown, right? If you're going to invest the time into this, then you want people to be able to see that you're on the platform. Show hide is a holiday mode. So you can, yeah, if you go on holiday or vacation and you may not have availability to work for gigs, so maybe you want to hide your profile for those days that you're not, you don't have bandwidth to work on projects. Next is the gallery. This is where you can upload files related to your portfolio. So if you have drawings or any kind of documents you've created, maybe game design documents, those are where you will upload. This is where you'll upload those into the system. You can also have an introduction video. I highly recommend that. It's a great way to summarize, again, who you are, what you're about, what you can do, what you bring to the table in 30 to 60 seconds. Some people are auditory learners, and maybe it's easier for them to understand what you can do in a 30-second video than it is to go through your entire profile. Next is a section for your awards. Again, this is a great way to help really showcase your talent, your accomplishments, what helps you stand out from all the other great talented folks who will be adding their profiles into our ecosystem. You can add multiple awards. You can also add multiple skills. And then the percentage of your skill of what you bring to the table, what percentage of that is that skill, and that's what you'll add here. And then FAQs. So if you when you've done interviews in the past, you've gotten frequent questions like why should people hire you, or what is your ideal working environment, right? Things that you've experienced if you've been through multiple interviews, or things you just anticipate having to answer. We're now giving you the opportunity to answer some of those questions. So in essence, people basically can interview you without having to interview you, because you're now answering some of those boilerplate or really important questions now here in your profile. And you have full control over that, which is great. So you add multiple FAQs if you'd like. Then you save your profile. You'll get that notification that it's saved. And then next, you want to create a service. So once you have your profile, again, this is about showcasing what it is that you can do, what you bring to the table for the gaming industry. And as a freelancer, you're going to work for gigs. You're going to also list services that you can provide. And we had a question. Where's the paying button or donation? First time live session here on LinkedIn. Welcome, Edmund. We appreciate you joining us. We don't have a donation button here, but if you'd like to donate some of your time in creating a profile or adding gigs to Gamers Home, you are certainly welcome to do that. Thanks for your support. So here on this screen, you'll post a service. And again, this is related to like what you bring to the table as a professional. It could be a design, it could be music, voiceover, very similar if you've used other platforms like Fiverr, right, where you have like gigs or other projects. You want to list the things you do. So you put the title in, you put the category in, and again, all of those categories are the categories we showed you earlier. Delivery time, how long it takes for you to deliver a project. Response time is how long it typically takes for you to respond to messages when someone sends you a question or a comment about the work that you're doing. Your price, so you have the ability to set your own price. And then beneath that is a description where you can talk in more detail about the service that you want to offer. And again, You want to be thorough, but you also want to be succinct. I know that, again, that sounds like a contradiction, but let people know very quickly and accurately and fully what it is that you can do and why it is they should work with you. So we got Brian entering a description here as a voice actor. Edmund's doubling down on that. Thank you for your support, Edmund. He wants LinkedIn to know. LinkedIn, if you're watching this, the LinkedIn team, Edmund really wants you to add in a pay or donation button to your live stream. I co-sign on that request, LinkedIn. If you're listening, I'm sure someone on your team is listening. Please add that for us. All right. So back over here to setting up your gig, your service. You can add your location. And then we'll display location in Google Maps. Again, more media opportunities for these specific services. I know we had that as well on your profile, but your profile is how people will see you inside the ecosystem. Your gigs, your projects, your services are separate. These are things people are browsing to want to hire you. So you have that opportunity here as well. And then again, FAQs. So where before the FAQ was more about you as an individual, this is an FAQ about the service that you have listed and each of the services that you list. And he has a great question there. What file format will you deliver? So if you are you've been a professional in the space, you know you get these types of questions often. It makes sense, and that's just a recommendation from our team, that you go ahead and try to get ahead of the game here, answering those questions, because you want people to feel comfortable about selecting you as the person to be a part of their team. Click on the save and preview button. And so you get a preview of what that service is going to look like. So you can make sure that the title, the images, the descriptions, is the pricing only in USD? Brian, how is the pricing calculated? Great question, Kevin. Thank you. I think Brian's going to type me a message here. Right now, our platform only displays the pricing in USD, but that's a great feature request, Kevin. We'll be sure to add that to our product roadmap. It definitely makes sense that we have some flexibility in how the pricing is displayed. So thank you for that. So you've added your service. Again, you get a chance to review the entire thing to make sure what you thought you put is what's being displayed to other people. And then you have the chance either to edit it if you need to make changes, or click the darker of the two green buttons to submit. Maybe that's black. It starts dark and it's dark green, and then when you mouse over, it goes to black. Anyway, submit service, you click on that, and then your service gets listed, and then you get a chance to see now the published version of your service. And this is what it looks like. So when someone is on our platform, an employer is on our platform, and employers, if you're ready to start looking for some freelancers, we already have several freelancers. I think nearly 100 of them are already registered. Many more are coming soon, as we're constantly onboarding freelancers. This is what it will look like when you go to look for someone to add to your team. By the way, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to ask them in the chat. We will have a Q&A session right after we get done with the walkthrough, but feel free to ask other questions like Kevin did earlier. And then if you go back, Brian, so they can see the link that gets back to this page. So when you're on when someone else is on your services page, they can click your name there and go directly to your profile. There's multiple places for them to click up in the description and over on the right. And again, this is the first thing you created when you created your profile. It lets everybody see who you are, where you live, and then some examples of the work that you've done, your work experience, your awards, everything we talked about earlier listed right here, your skills, and you get to rate yourself on the skills, right? And then some of the other services that you have listed. And there's the voice actor. So you can have as many services. Will there be a replay? Moses, you're in luck. Every live stream on LinkedIn is indexed on LinkedIn. So all you have to do is click this link later on YouTube. It is, so This is indexed on LinkedIn. We're also streaming this to my YouTube. I'll send you the link to the YouTube later when this is done. But 100% all you have to do is come back to LinkedIn to this link if you want to save this URL, and it will be recorded after the live session ends. So short answer, yes, there are always replays. You just click on the link. We'll probably be doing more of these regularly. So if you want to ask questions at another date, you could always just join us for a future session. Great question. So if you click on your icon on the top right, you get a list of options that to add more value. You're welcome, Moses. You have a list of options that are available to you. Obviously, on your profile, there's a dashboard, your services, and proposals. Proposals are for gigs. Gigs are projects that employers list, right? So if an employer wants to hire freelancers to do work on their team, they'll create a gig, and then for that gig, you as a freelancer can then submit a proposal. And this is a real company that is on our platform that is looking for proposals for a real project. So if you all are interested in working, again, we just recently launched this platform. We're going to pick up more and more steam as we continue moving into the next year. But even right now, you can see we have not only an existing gig available, but a proposal already submitted for that gig. So highly recommend you check that out as well. Again, click on your link at the top right and then click on proposals. Because this is a new account, there are no proposals listed here, but as you continue to submit proposals for gigs, you'll be able to see them all in one place. Next, if you want to add a service add-on. So again, if you've used a platform like Fiverr, you may be familiar with add-ons, right? If you want to do like rush delivery or full color or whatever it is, you have the ability to add new add-ons and then not only create a title and description, but also a price for those. So Brian's going to do that here now so you can see it. And this is a great opportunity if you use this strategy to make your pricing more accessible, right? So if you have a more modest base price for some of your services, but you know most people want kind of a more upgraded delivery for what they're requesting, it makes sense to kind of partition those out. So have your base price and then have the rest of what you would normally charge kind of segmented out into an add-on, because you expect people are going to want those things anyway. So you put the price in, hit submit, you get the notification, and you see there at the top of the page is the add-on. You have the ability to edit or delete any of the add-ons that you have created in the system. So we're going back to the profile. Yep, and again, there's multiple ways for you to get back to your profile. So either in the top right navigation or that left navigation. And if you go to your services, again, we created the service. You were here when we created it during this walkthrough. You see that we have the service. Give us a second, we're loading the page. And he's going to go back and edit the add-on. Jumping back to the add-on, going back to his service. So we're just getting the page loaded up here. You see that he's back to his profile. And again, if you have any questions, now's a great time. Send those over. We're happy to answer those. So service add-ons can be added into the services. And here are your statements. This is where you see the money that you've made from your gigs. You got your net income. You can see the amount that you've withdrawn. You can see what's pending clearance and then available to withdraw. So there's steps. There's money that you've made, and then you obviously want to withdraw that. And here in payouts, you can set the settings for how you want that money to be sent to you. You can either use PayPal or a bank transfer, and you enter that information in. So if you want a wire transfer, you do that through bank transfer. If you have a PayPal account set up, it may be easier for you just to put in your PayPal email. This is your dashboard. It's the first option under your profile, and it shows you just a high-level summary of your kind of activity, your profile, yourself within the Gamers Home ecosystem. So you can see the number of services you've posted, services you've completed, anything that's in the queue, right, waiting for you to start, anything that you're reviewing, all of that here. If you get any notifications, someone sends you messages or updates from our system, they're listed on the right side. And one thing I didn't mention is it also shows you the page views for your profile. So as people are looking at your profile, you get a chance to see that as well. So that's actually the largest part of the screen there. But yeah, page views. And here's the extra service from earlier. So you have this service, you have the ability to add that. If someone's wanting to book that your base service, they have the ability to add extra service on, which gets tacked on to the total fee for the proposal. So you'll have to add the service to the add-on to the service. So now we're going to go back to that service. Now that we've connected the add-on to the service, you see on the right-hand side here, you have the ability to add the add-on to the service, and you saw in real time it updates the price. So just as a recap, you want to create first the service, and then there's a separate panel for you to create your add-on services. And then for each service, you have the ability to connect the add-on to the service, because you may have different services and some of your add-ons might not apply to all of your services. How many services, and Brian, we got a question in from Kevin, another great question. How many services can one freelancer market for on this platform? Kevin, if you give me a second, he's going to type that answer to me. He says unlimited. You're in luck again. So you can post as many services as you provide as a freelancer. There is no limit to the amount of services you can add here. And then at the bottom of this, I don't know if you saw that there was reviews. So as people are working with you, and I missed, did you change the base price? While I was answering your question, Kevin, it looks like Brian went and updated the price for the review. No, sorry, he went to a different, I misspoke. He went to a different service. He combined, he added that add-on to that. He had two services he provided. He went to the second service and added the add-on in the back end, connected it to the service, and now you see it here that you can add that add-on, the rush delivery, to the I will provide honest reviews and focus groups service. I got a little distracted there. It's all right. All right, and so that is the end of the tour. We've reached the end of our guided tour. Next, we're going to concessions and the gift shop. That's a terrible joke, but in the meantime, if you have any more questions, we're actually now at the Q&A section of this webinar, and this walkthrough is complete. If you have any questions, please send them in the chat. We can see your messages and your questions. We're happy to answer any of those. And first and foremost, thank you all for making time to join us for this walkthrough. We're excited to hopefully create more jobs for more gamers and more gaming professionals. So we look forward to seeing and helping you, seeing both the services you create and helping you connect those services with employers. And again, employers, we're happy to help you get onboarded as well. So we're going to wait a few more moments. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put those in the chat. Again, if you want to come visit the site, it's gamershome.studio, www.gamershome.studio, gamershome.studio. Moses, Edmund, James, Kevin, any other questions? Excellent questions so far. Not seeing any more questions. Kevin, what kind of services? I don't know if you're still joining us live. What kind of services were you interested in adding to the platform? And if you're just now joining us, this is Gamers Home Freelancer Service Creation Walkthrough. What we have is a platform that helps gamers, gaming professionals who provide no-code services get connected to gaming employers. Those both gaming studios, esports organizations, service providers. Think of it like, again, Fiverr, if you will, or any of those other freelancer, micro influencer, or micro work platforms. But our platform is specifically for the gaming industry. So we want to help gamers and gaming industry professionals get connected to employers. Brian, if you don't mind, if you go down to the bottom and see some of the folks that we're connected with, we're partnered with so far. And again, these are the different services: voice and sound, art and animation, storylines. We already have several freelancers onboarded to our platform. We'd love to see more. If you are an employer and you're looking for the different types of freelance services you want to add, you have the ability to very easily filter through the list there, so you can see exactly the type of service that you want to add to your team. These are some of our existing freelancers on the platform. I want to make sure I mention the focus groups again. That's a great opportunity for upcoming college grads or recent college grads, or folks who are high school students, anyone who may not necessarily have a technical skill set that you might traditionally see as, graphic design or audio engineering. You have an opportunity, a place in Gamers Home. You can get involved and make money by participating in focus groups. That's where gaming studios and other game companies want to pay you for your insights, your unique perspectives. So we're already working with the International Game Developers Association. We're also partnered with We Are Geekin', Esports Association Ghana, and Black in Gaming Foundation. So we intend to onboard several more gigs and other opportunities into our ecosystem soon, which is why now is the perfect time for you to go ahead and create your account. So that's the end of our walkthrough. Again, at the bottom of the page, you can see our blogs. Every month we do a career insight webinar where we bring somebody who works in the industry to share their insights, their perspectives, their advice to help you break into the industry or make the next big move in your space. And our next guest is Tim Larkin. He's managed music and sound for Dota 2, Portal 2, StarCraft, and Left 4 Dead. So you definitely want to make sure you sign up for that if you want to get into music and sound. And that, everyone, is the end of our walkthrough. Unless you have any questions, going to hold another 60 seconds or so for questions. Want to make sure those all get answered. Again, gamershome.studio. We want to see anybody who's interested in working as a freelancer. Maybe you haven't found enough full-time opportunities available that make sense for you, and you want to work on some stuff in between, waiting on your next full-time opportunity, or maybe as a side hustle for full-time opportunity because you have more bandwidth. This is the platform to help you do that. Employers, if hiring full-time employees takes too long, right, 60 to 90 days to get to that full-time process, and you need talent on your team yesterday, this freelancer solution allows for you to add people to your team very quickly. You know exactly who's working with you. You can validate their work. You can see their reviews and get them quickly added to your team. And we handle the payment processing for you. So it makes it easy for your team. It's a one-stop shop. With no other questions, thank you all again for your time. We will see you next month for our Career Insights webinar, and we'll have another one of these walkthroughs again soon. Y'all have a great evening. See you soon.